Getting you the latest ground reports on the mega farmers agitation. Farmers, as we speak, hundreds of them are trying to make their way to the national capital to protest against the recently passed farm laws. In several points bordering the national capital, the situation is tense and the police personnel are resorting to firing tear gas shells as well as using water cannons to disperse the protesting farmers. In fact, they are trying at this point to enter the national capital. Farmers have requested police to allow them to enter Delhi. Cops, however, are citing COVID guidelines to stop them. The farmers have made it very clear that they are adamant they're refusing to back off. The Delhi police has now also sought permission from the Kejriwal government to use 9 stadiums as temporary jails for farmers that they're expecting will be arrested during protests. Earlier, a huge clash was reported between agitating farmers and police. This was at the Tikri border in Bahadurgarh in Haryana. Police fired tear gas shells to disperse the farmers who tried to remove barricades to enter into Delhi. And what we're seeing is it's not just between the Delhi-Haryana border in Uttar Pradesh as well. In Muzaffarnagar, farmers led by the Bharatiya Kisan Union will be hitting the roads. They'll begin their march towards Delhi as well. The Delhi-Dehradun highway has been blocked. The Agra-Mumbai National Highway 3 is still blocked also by farmers close to Agra.
I'm standing in between the farmers contingent here right now. You can see that they have temporarily halted their tractors. So in front of you, there are about 5 to 6 tractors that they have parked over here. And they are peacefully waiting because the police had asked them to stop wherever they were. At this end of the road, you will see that the police has erected barricades. And that line is the defense for the police personnel. They have asked the farmers to wait here for about half an hour. But we've spoken to farm leaders and they have said that they will peacefully sit here until and unless the police lets them pass through. And right now also I'm showing you visuals of all these farmers who have requested a sit-in here to the other farmers as well until and unless the police comes back with an answer. But they are saying that they want to go to Jantar Mantar and they will not stop here at the border and that they be allowed to cross over to that side where the police is waiting for them with their anti-riot gears and the tear gas shelling that happened just an hour ago to stop this crowd of farmers. But the farmers say that they do not want to cause any violence. They are here for peace. जी, बताइए, आप यहाँ पर रुकेंगे? कितनी देर रुकेंगे?
We are Punjabi farmer. We are dedicated people. We never stop everywhere. We will go. Our destination is clear. We will derail all the problems.
यहाँ से आगे जाएंगे आप पुलिस अगर रोक
जाएंगे. We will go further. We will attack. We will win.
And let's also play out the conversation that happened earlier between the police as well as the protesting farmers.
हम लोग ये कहना चाहते हैं, हम लोग भारत के बशिंदे हैं, ये हमारी राजधानी है,
भारत के बशिंदे, हम भी भारत के बशिंदे,
इसीलिए हम लोग आपसे बात करने आए हैं
और हम भी आपसे बात ही करना चाहते हैं।
ये सर हम लोगों को परेशान मत किया जाए, हम लोग जाएंगे जंतर मंतर पर आराम से बैठेंगे। अगर आप लोग बोलोगे फासला करके बैठे, हम लोग फासला करके बैठेंगे। अगर आप लोग मास्क ला के बोलोगे तो मास्क ला के बैठेंगे। लेकिन अभी आप लोग हमारे साथ झगड़ा मत करो, क्योंकि झगड़ा किसान नहीं कर रहा। हम लोग 50 दिन से पंजाब में बैठे हैं, एक भी ऐसे करके किसी को लाठी नहीं मारा, किसी का नुकसान
हाथ जोड़िए क्योंकि वो
हम लोग पाँव को हाथ लगा देते, हमें जाने दो।
देखिए सरदार नहीं है कुछ भी नहीं किया जी भैया, मैं भी किसान का ही बेटा हूँ, मैं भी किसान का ही बेटा हूँ। हमने भी खेती करी है, लावनी करी है, तो मैं इसीलिए मैंने भी लावनी करी है। आप क्या कहते हो? मैंने भी भैंस चराई है, किसान के परिवार से हूँ। आप जाइए अगर ऐसा है, मैं आपके परिवार से हूँ, मैं वहाँ पर भी चला जाऊंगा, अकेला आ जाऊंगा। लेकिन आप पहले वहाँ जाइए आप। अगर आपको मेरी बात सही लगती है तो पहले जाइए। अगर आप किसान के बेटे हो तो मैं भी किसान का बेटा हूँ, आप जाइए पहले।
Milind Sharma is joining us live now from Singhu Border in Delhi. Milind, we just played out the conversation that happened some time back between the police as well as the farmers. That really hasn't ended the stalemate in any way. It's temporarily led to some sort of calm where you're standing, however.
Yes, that's right. It has led to a temporary calm, but the farmers are getting restless, and at any point of time they would still want to come in a crowd here and try to cross over to the border, because we see here at one side the police is constantly in vigil and ready and placed over here. They are making some movements, however, but they are not moving away from the border, and that's what we've been told, that at no point in time the farmers who are getting restless and trying to come near the border be allowed to cross over. We also show you visuals of how some of the police personnel are trying to themselves go and speak to the farmers individually, trying to pacify them and trying to tell them to stay on that side of the border. And that is an attempt that is being made here, because we know that the Delhi police and the Haryana police does not have any orders for them to cross over. And certainly the farmers here allege that they are not being allowed to voice their concerns on the 3 farm bills. Punjab farmers have been protesting for over 50 days. However, their only demand today is to be allowed to enter Delhi and then allowed to peacefully protest at Jantar Mantar. But that is unlikely, because as we were discussing earlier, the Delhi police has also asked the Delhi government to give them 9 such stadiums where they could be held hostage if at all they cross over to the border today.
But Milind, you know, even as at this point, there is no tension with neither relenting, and also the Delhi police now seeking permission from the Delhi government to set up some temporarily jails in the capital, to convert stadiums into jails. It's clear that the authorities are not going to budge. They're not going to give permission for this.
Certainly, it seems like the farmers will not be allowed to protest at Jantar Mantar, because that seems to be the plan, either contain them at the borders, or even if they were to cross over to the Delhi side, then contain them in temporary jails, which is something that the Delhi police is asking for permission from the Delhi government. And certainly, at this point, it seems like the farmers are restless, because as I mentioned, they have been protesting for many days. In Punjab, the farmers have been protesting for more than 50 days, and there have been talks between the government and the farmer representations as well, but they have not led to a conclusive point, and which is why they continue to protest, not just from Punjab but also Haryana as well as from Uttar Pradesh. And this situation at Singhu Border right now is in a limbo, because the police is waiting for the farmers to react. They have not reacted yet. The farmers on one side, I'd like to ask Wakar Ahmed to just show them that side of the border where the farmers are standing. They are still waiting. They are sitting there with their tractors, and nothing seems to be going the way either the farmers want or the police. So definitely there's a stalemate as regards to the protest right now, and whether or not they'll be allowed to cross, we'll wait and see, and we'll get you all the live updates from here. Akshita, back to you.
Let's hope, Milind, that the situation doesn't escalate and that there's no violence that really breaks out where you're standing in the Singhu Border. Stay with us, Milind. I just want to play out some reactions also that have come in from farmers on their agitation.
ਸਾਨੂੰ ਸ਼ੰਭੂ ਬਾਰਡਰ ਤੇ ਰੋਕਿਆ ਗਿਆ 4 ਵਾਰੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਬੈਰੀਅਲ ਤੋੜਿਆ। ਗੱਲ ਮੈਂ ਇੱਕ ਮੀਡੀਆ ਥਰੂ ਦੱਸਣੀ ਚਾਹੁੰਦਾ ਕਿ 98% ਪੰਜਾਬੀਆਂ ਦੀਆਂ ਕਿਸਾਨਾਂ ਦੀਆਂ ਕੁਰਬਾਨੀਆਂ ਦਿੱਤੀਆਂ। ਜਦ ਅਸੀਂ ਚਾਈਨਾ ਦੇ ਸਿਰ ਵੱਢ ਕੇ ਲਿਆ ਕੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪੇਸ਼ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ, ਪਾਕਿਸਤਾਨ ਦੇ ਸਿਰ ਵੱਢ ਕੇ ਲਿਆ ਕੇ ਪੇਸ਼ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਤਾਂ ਕੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਹੱਕ ਨਹੀਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਲੈ ਸਕਦੇ?
ਜੇ ਹਮ के दूसरे देश से बात कर रहे हो, ऐसे बैरिकेड बना दिया, ऐसे बॉर्डर बना दिया, पीछे भी बॉर्डर बना दिए। पंजाब का किसान अपनी मांगे लेके आ रहा है, लड़कियां आ रही हैं, बीबियां आ रही हैं, बुजुर्ग आ रहे हैं, नौजवान आ रहे हैं। हमको कोई हक नहीं अपनी बात करने का। हमको यहाँ से जाने दीजिए, हमको संसद के आगे बैठने दीजिए, या कहीं भी आप बोलोगे, दिल्ली में जहाँ कहोगे वहाँ बैठ जाएंगे। हमको ये कोई ऐसे नहीं है हमने उनका ग्राह करना है। जहाँ बोलोगे हम वहाँ बैठ जाएंगे। हमने तो अपना रोज करना, रोज प्रकट करना है। ये काले कानून वापस करवाने हैं।
जो मिलिट्री लगती है, पुलिस लगती है, उदों लगती है कि कोई प्रोटेस्टर करे, सरकारी संपत्ति ਨੂੰ नुकसान ना देवे। किसान पीसफुली आ रहे हैं, कोई नुकसान नहीं कर रहे हैं। ਈਵਨ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਰੋਡ ਟੈਕਸ ਭਰ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ, ਰੋਡ ਟੈਕਸ ਸਾਡੀ ਜੇਬਾਂ 'ਚ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈ। ਇਹ ਰੋਡਾਂ ਪੱਟ ਰਹੇ हैं, सरकारी संपत्ति का नुकसान तो यही कर रहे हैं। आज तक पीसफुली प्रोटेस्ट कर रहे हैं।
Taking this back across to Milind Sharma. Milind, there's been a lot of talk about how this particular protest is politically motivated as well, and there have been some who've criticized the farmers, saying that they don't represent the true voice of the farming community in India. How have these protesters chosen to counter that narrative?
Well, that's exactly one of the points that have been raised by the ruling government, that the protest seems to be very politically motivated, because there are opposition leaders who have supported the protest in a way, and the government has done all it can to persuade or kind of look at pacifying the farmers and telling them that no, that MSP will not be taken out of the equation of the 3 farm bills. They've also said that there will be no land grabbing by the corporates or private firms. However, the farmers unrelenting as the APMC market and that the middlemen have also been removed in this particular policy. The government maintains a line that this policy will be helpful to the farmers, but the farmers are unrelenting and they say that that is not how they see it. And as I said earlier, they had come to meet the Union Minister of Agriculture as well, where there was stalemate in the talks as well. So therefore the protests have continued and they have not found any solution, which is why this happens to be a ripple effect that began about 50 days ago when Punjab started the protest, where farmers did chakka jam on railway stations as well. And it continues today as well. Let me tell you that we were standing right here at about in the morning hours when 5 to 6 rounds of tear gas shelling happened from the police's side, and that has been able to somehow contain the protest for now. If not for that, maybe Akshita, the farmers may have even crossed the border in the morning itself. Back to you.
Okay, so Milind getting us that detailed ground report there. I can see the kind of security around you, Milind, also where they've set up barricades. They've also put in a lot of cement barricades in place to ensure that farmers won't really be able to push through that. At this point, there's no violence really that's broken out there. But Milind, you know, another point is the fact that the Delhi police is the authority that's refused permission for this particular event. Now that they've sought permission from the Delhi government for actually setting up these stadiums as jails, if that's denied, is there perhaps a possibility that the Delhi police will be forced to grant permission for a peaceful demonstration?
Well, we'll have to wait and see, because at this point the Delhi government, the Delhi police does not have any orders. Neither the Haryana police has any orders from the government to let the farmers peacefully protest. As I mentioned earlier, that they have mentioned the Pandemic Act, and which is why there being the Pandemic Act in place, they are not allowing the protest to take place. But for some reason, the farmers have still been allowed to gather. At this point, we have seen how they have crossed many borders, even from Panipat onwards. They have moved forward from many other borders. So it is likely that the authorities do allow them to move forward. There have been contingents, representations of farmers who have come forward and who have asked and appealed to the police authorities to let them go because they want to peacefully protest. But we have also seen visuals where barricades were thrown inside the river when there was a clash between the police and the farmers. So that seems to be a point of contention, and whether or not the police will actually allow them to cross over to the border will depend on the kind of orders that are given. But certainly at this point it doesn't seem like the police authorities are willing to budge from the Singhu border where I'm reporting from now.
All right, Milind, stay on with us. I just want to also get you this report that was filed earlier by my colleague Satyendra Chauhan, who's been tracking these agitations, these protests by farmers from day one in Punjab.
केंद्र के कृषि कानूनों के खिलाफ किसानों का हल्ला बोल जारी है। पंजाब से जो सफरनामा शुरू हुआ था, हरियाणा में किस तरीके से आगे बढ़ रहा है आप देख सकते हैं। हरियाणा सरकार ने, पुलिस ने नेशनल हाईवे को रोकने की कोशिश की है। बड़े बड़े सीमेंट के पिलर लगा दिए हैं, जेसीबी से इस हाईवे को खुदवा दिया गया है, मिट्टी यहां पर डाली गई है। लेकिन ये किसान जिस तरीके से कल आगे बढ़े थे, आज खुद ये देखिए लोहे की जंजीरों से इस बैरिकेड को खींच रहे हैं और किसी भी सूरत में दिल्ली जाना चाहते हैं। एक तरफ पुलिस है जो इनके ऊपर लगातार वाटर कैनन का इस्तेमाल कर रही है, आंसू गैस के गोले छोड़ रही है। तो कल जिस तरीके से अंबाला, कुरुक्षेत्र, करनाल में हुआ था, ठीक वैसा ही आज पानीपत और सोनीपत बॉर्डर पे हो रहा है। यहाँ पर पुलिस बल तैनात है, वाटर कैनन लगातार छोड़े जा रहे हैं और कल भी इसी तरीके से आंसू गैस और वाटर कैनन का इस्तेमाल इन किसानों के ऊपर किया गया था। लेकिन ये रुके नहीं और जिस रफ्तार और स्टाइल से ये आगे बढ़ रहे हैं, लग ऐसा रहा है कि बहुत जल्द ये दिल्ली पहुंच जाएंगे।
Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, Like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.